it's going to be a lot easier for the company to obscure this pay increase as not related to the union organizing, but it very clearly is. It is very clearly related to the union organizing.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Teamsters have really been making some gains at Amazon across the country. And so one of these gains happened in San Bernardino, California, where there was a wildfire that created a state of emergency, an officially declared state of emergency. And Amazon wanted people to keep working. Like, there was no indication independently of Amazon without interference and organization from the workers that they would stop deliveries temporarily. And so obviously the workers were very concerned about this, and they had and they're organizing with the Teamsters, and they're not unionized yet, I don't believe, the workers at KSBD in San Bernardino. But they did organize a march on the boss. With 50 people went and spoke to the supervisor, and they were able to get the entire shift be allowed to go home, not just go home, but to go home with pay because of the dangerous wildfire smoke. And that is really huge, I think. And being able to do things like that, acting like a union before you get a union, delivering wins for people in the immediate, I think is really important for building credibility and showing that the Teamsters are serious in this warehouse about organizing the workplace. And I think that it's going to build their credibility, nationwide. Right. And I have to say, I hadn't voiced this concern publicly. I don't think I had said it on the show. But, I was really concerned about the extent to which the Teamsters, under the leadership of President Sean O'Brien, was committed to organizing. Because in the aftermath of the UPS contract negotiations, there was not a big, flashy kind of campaign announcement vis-a-vis the UAW and the non-union automakers, right? I mean, the UAW made a big thing about, like, we're keeping going, we're going to organize the entire non-union automotive sector, and there has not been a similar kind of dynamic from the Teamsters relating to the non-union logistics industry, looking at employers like FedEx and Amazon. There just wasn't a similar kind of big thing going on there. But I said this on Twitter last week. There was like 3 weeks in a row ending last week where the Teamsters made up a full more than half, a majority of the new organizing going on in the South. Both by number of workplaces and by number of employees being organized.
Hey, 5 seconds, just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate.
And at disparate employers, like all over the place, just different kinds of stuff. And then we see stuff like this, like what happened in San Bernardino, a march on the boss organized by people, organizing with the Teamsters Union that was able to get people, sent home with pay. That I do think I have now amended rescinded, I think, my concern that I had, had myself in my head, about the Teamsters' commitment to organizing. It does seem like they are, really committed to organizing, whatever kind of political disagreements that you have with the leadership, of which I have plenty. But I appreciate that. And I think that's really important. And I think I would even, if you give me somebody who, like, says things in exactly the same way that I would say it in all instances relating to politics, but who is not doing real organizing on the ground across the country in relevant industries, versus somebody that I do disagree with politically, but who is organizing and committing the organization that they lead to organizing, I think I take the latter.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely. And so,
Because the bottom line is we got to have more workers who
Exactly.
are organized. Like, we have to have more workers in unions. We have to have more workers talking to other workers. Like, all
Yes.
of that has to be happening, politics aside, because the politics is going to be downstream from that.
exactly. And so, so I'm really, really happy to see this kind of stuff from San Bernardino. And that was not the only Amazon Teamster win that we got last week. Last week, Amazon announced that they were raising the minimum wage at for drivers across the country at their contract delivery for their contract delivery drivers, who are not their employers, by the way, but they also have the ability to unilaterally increase the minimum wage for these people all across the country,
Right.
even though they're not their employer. But we'll leave that. We won't comment too much on that. But so Amazon is hiking its average national pay for contracted delivery drivers to roughly $22 an hour, up from $20.50 an hour immediately. And again, this is as a result. This is not at you're not going to be able to draw as direct a line. The San Bernardino story was like super. The union with the work. The union was able. We marched on the boss, and then our people got sent home with pay. Right? That's super direct. The union did this, and it's going to be a lot easier for the company to obscure this pay increase as not related to the union organizing, but it very clearly is. It is very clearly related to the union organizing, and it is up to us, people like us, and folks like our listeners and other Amazon workers who are interested in this kind of stuff, to make sure that their fellow employees recognize that this is because of their fear of unionization. And so that's great to see. That's great to see. We have a Amazon Teamster in the chat saying that I can confirm, as an Amazon worker at KCVG in Northern Kentucky, Teamsters are here on the ground with more showing up every day, and we are starting to make some real progress here. And so that is just, I had been feeling real down because all the Teamster news over the last month or so had been real political in nature, and it was real kind of depressing. Because I have some political disagreements with some of the moves that the Teamsters are making nationally, but this has really elevated my spirits. This recent spat of news about the Teamsters and Amazon. So I'm looking forward to continuing to see stuff like this come out, and for the Teamsters to unionize Amazon and to unionize FedEx and to finish the unionization of Costco and DHL and UNFI and all the other places that they're organizing at. So really cool news. I'm excited about that. You should be too.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.
Which side are you